Hey everybody, this is Rational Love. Glad you guys could make it. So yesterday I received an email that is asking about if I could make a video about rational hate. And sure I can. And this is the video for it. So to begin with, rational hate would have to, let me just define that word real quick. So rational is defined as logical reasoning. And hatred is oftentimes the equivalent to the opposite of love. And if we're going to use love as our main focus, hatred would be the decrease of productivity towards the gaining of love. So in a way, rational hatred would be the logical reasoning to oppose the decrease of productivity of love. Now, what would be irrational? In using that same word, what would be irrational hatred? So one example would be, I hate the rainbow because of kittens. There's no real logical reasoning contained in that sentence alone. There might be one that you could create outside of it, but in that sentence alone, there's no logical reasoning behind it. Now, rational hatred could be, I hate the rainbow because the colors remind me of kittens. Now, these are just very simple examples, but what I want to point out is that rational hatred is about the logical reasoning towards the chosen decrease of productivity towards the essence of love. Now, love itself is a very complicated word. So love is actually based off of two opposites, which we know as love and hatred. So love would be the entire platform, or the scale, you could say, which is the pinnacle, or what is being sought after. So if love is the core essence that you want to focus on, then the higher your productivity towards love, it would be considered good. It would be considered as something that is productive. Now, in that case, if your main focus is love, and then you focus on the decrease of productivity or towards hatred towards that love, then of course it is considered negative or bad to some people. So the thing is that rationality is just a method of efficiency. It is just to see how efficient something is that you're using. Is it something that is helping you, or is it something that is not helping you? It is not equivalent to the whole concept of good and evil. That doesn't really fit to the entire aspect of this. It's more of is it efficient or is it not as efficient? Now, another thing that I need to point out is that if the core essence of yourself is not based off a certain principle that is or could be equivalent to love, then of course the word rational hatred could have entirely different meaning, and it could be actually a productive value which you might seek. Something like this would be someone who chose to endorse the idea that they desire hatred. That's their main focus. And if hatred is the main focus, and you have the two opposites of hatred and love, where love would be the lack of efficiency towards the desired hate, and where hatred is considered the productive, which in that sense, it is good. This might be a little confusing at first because we have certain moral standards that we're used to. That is why it's so important to know who you are. Because once you know that core essence of who you want to be, what is your main focus? Is it love? Is it hate? Is it exploration? Is it curiosity? Is it knowledge? Whatever your main focus is, that designates your positives and negatives, your good and evil, your what is considered your moral standard is based off what is your main focus. That's why everybody's unique, and that's why you have a choice. It's one of these choices that we were given. And obviously, each of these different points that you can have also are on a scale, which you can tell that if your focus on love is would be considered a more productive value, because instead of the essence of trying to destroy things efficiently, but to rather keep things together and to kindle their productivity, in that sense, it is a greater rational, I guess you could say. It is more effective. But that is also why that's why you also have this saying of that you can't judge, because if your main core essence in life and your purpose that you desire to be would be similar to focus on hatred, then you're doing well if that's what you're focused on. If you are productive in that hatred, if you're kindling that in the laws of the world that we live in, that would be considered a constructive thing, because anything that is not constructed perfectly well, or it doesn't have any shape or form, or isn't put together in a logical way, is considered evil. But everything that has a either mathematical formula or is built in a certain shape, or has is symmetrical in ways, oftentimes that is considered good. Now, if your pinnacle is hatred, and it is structured, which it can be, then it is considered good. But it doesn't mean that the main focus that you have, which is, if you look at it in a bigger aspect, your personality or who you are entirely, may be completely broken. Maybe that's the only aspect that is built. And that ultimately could mean that, your true essence of who you are is not being built properly. So, yeah, we have these goods and bads in ourselves, and we just need to figure out on our own, how to make our life as productive and as structured and as as efficient as we possibly can. And I would say the most efficient that we can do as human beings is to allow all forms of life to be productive, to give them the tools, to allow minerals, plants, and animals to grow, and to give them the possibilities to be as efficient as they can be, so they can contribute to the greater good of life. And yeah, that's just some ideas on that. If you find the definition of rational hate, if you don't like it, just let me know, and if you agree with it, let me know as well. I would love discussions on this. I would love to hear opinions. Damn, I can't speak. Opinions on the subject, and and if you have any other questions or any other topics that I could go through, that would be awesome. So yeah, I love you all, and I hope you have a good day.